there, it's Tania Gabrielle, Wealth Astro-Numerologist. Welcome to Star Codes. This is the podcast where we look at an upcoming event in the astrology and numerology. And in this case, it is the full moon in Aquarius with the sun in Leo, both at 9 degrees, happening at 7:31 Universal Time, which is 2:31 p.m. Eastern New York and 11:31 a.m. Pacific in LA. Now, August in 2023 has two full moons. This one on August 1st, and then the Pisces full moon on August 31st, the last day. So it's a very exciting month, and it means that we really will be fully immersed in our feelings in August. Now let's take a closer look at Aquarius, where the moon will be. So Aquarius is all about the future, discovering new things. It governs science and technology and exploring uncharted territories. It governs genius, anything that's out of the box, politically incorrect, different. Aquarius stimulates inspiration because in order to get those brand new ideas and futuristic perceptions of what's possible, we have to tune in to our intuitive sense. So Aquarius likes to go where nobody else goes, and it goes out of bounds and covers new ground and focuses on galactic ideas or theories that leave old paradigms behind, right? And so Aquarius is an air sign. It does govern the higher mind, whereas Gemini governs the lower mind, and they work together. Gemini is more practical, and Aquarius more esoteric and into astrology, numerology, for example. So there's this higher consciousness element with Aquarius as we explore new pathways, new angles, new ideas. And so there's this sense of the divine with Aquarius because it reaches beyond what the limited mind, the practical mind, likes to focus on. It likes to look at your divine mission, what your contract is for this lifetime, for example, aside from the scientific element. So Aquarius likes to find inventive solutions, and it looks to long-range, far, far away goals. There's a huge humanitarian aspect to this where it takes an interest in those things that will benefit humanity down the road. So there's an interest in others, but more in a distant sense, not in an intimate sense. And so there's a real opportunity here to see the big picture, to create tremendous breakthroughs in your understanding of life, whether it's your own or the collective awakening that's going on. Aquarius does govern the awakening, and of course we are in the midst of moving into the Aquarian age from the Piscean age. So we are in general filled with information, as we know, and innovation. And there's a sense of brilliance and eccentricity too with Aquarius, because Aquarius likes to understand how things work and look at the unconventional or the unique, right? That really appeals. So there's an element of surprise, there's an element of excitement, there's an element of the unexpected. Aquarius in astrology governs the 11th house, which is the house of friendships and groups and networking. So that's also enhanced around this time, and also for the whole Aquarian age, the collective being sort of the biggest group we can imagine as humans, and seeking knowledge, seeking wisdom, seeking freedom. Now, the shadow side of Aquarius is aloofness, inflexibility. It is a fixed sign, having a fear of intimate engagement, not getting involved. Now, think back to around January 21st of 2023, this year. That was when we had the Aquarius new moon, and when the sun was in Aquarius. And whatever you experienced or envisioned at that time is now coming to fruition. It's coming full circle, because full moons are the culmination of things. And coming to fruition brings to mind the word fruit, fruition. So you are enjoying the fruit of what you birthed back in January, especially around that new moon period. So let's look at more closely at the code. So the sun and moon will be at 9 degrees, moon in Aquarius, sun in Leo. 9 degrees is also the number of culmination, just like the full moon. It is the final single digit. So there really is a sense of you coming into a level of wisdom and understanding about something in your life that will propel you forward in a new way after the full moon period is over. And so there's a sense of joy with that as well, because Jupiter is forming a T-square to this full moon. Jupiter will be square to the sun and square to the moon, and that creates this very powerful T-square, this double square. Jupiter will be at 13 degrees in Taurus, and Jupiter actually forms an exact trine to 13 degrees Mars in Virgo, which is amazing. It really adds some fire. So there is a sense of your engines being fired up, longing to dig in your heels and sticking with it. These are also, a lot of these signs we're looking at, like Leo and Aquarius, are fixed signs. So they really move in a groove and stick with it. But then we have this other expansion of Jupiter and the fire as well, which really helps you move fast and get from one part of your life to the next. The goal goes very, very quickly. So you can explore with a lot of passion. And this really makes this a very intense, but also very exciting and in a way liberating full moon. Even though it's a culmination, the full moon, this is a full moon that will help to extract and let go in so many ways because of this beautiful code. Now, moon square Jupiter does expand your emotions. So keep in mind that you want to look at when you are maybe over exaggerating or over feeling or being oversensitive. At the same time, you feel very happy to share your heart. Jupiter does govern joy, and there's a generosity that really infuses your soul with this T-square to Jupiter because you feel recognized at that soul level. Jupiter governs wisdom, and Jupiter governs higher education, so the understanding that we are all one. Now, the sun square Jupiter gives you strength. It gives you a sense of happiness and inner joy that you naturally have, and it brings that out. Remember, with a square, you want to do everything in moderation. So even though Jupiter is a benefic, and a square to Jupiter does bring out the activation of the joy and the expansion and the wisdom, you still want to watch to not overdo things. So be sure you stay focused and disciplined with all this really good energy, and also guard against overspending during this time. Now, there are other transits to this Aquarius full moon, and one of them is another opposition that is actually exact, and it's between Saturn and Mercury. They're at 5 degrees Pisces for Saturn, opposite 5 degrees Mercury in Virgo, and having these two oppositions does mean there is a tension that needs to be resolved and brought into balance energetically. So with Mercury involved with Saturn, there is a sense of how you communicate needing to be looked at, especially in your work environment. And with Saturn in Pisces, boy, that's really an elevation of our spiritual life in general. And of course, will last a couple more years here while Saturn moves through Pisces, but it's a very important time. It gives us the ability to really research in depth. You're going to want to know more about our true history on Earth, for example, at this time especially, because Mercury is in an Earth sign of Virgo. So in-depth research, serious analysis, deep conversations, covering all bases, being meticulous in dotting all I's, crossing all T's, and making sure you're in a serene environment because Saturn is in Pisces. And this is going to be very important to allow you to breathe and not panic if something comes up in your life. Now, helping matters, of course, is that exquisite Mars Jupiter trine at 13 degrees, and it is exact as well. 13 is the divine feminine number. It brings transformation and empowerment. And Mars and Jupiter coming together, like I said, they're two fire planets, and they literally ignite something that is so high vibrational and confidence inducing and creates bountiful results and fortunate outcomes. So take advantage of that, because with the number 13 as well as the degree number, you really can transform areas of your life regarding energy and financial flow, expansion and joy, and you can experience great results in all areas of your life: business, relationships, health, spirituality, inner peace, the environment that you create. So this is a real gift during this incredible moment here, where the Aquarius full moon with two oppositions also has this incredible trine with Jupiter and Mars. And then there's one more transit that we need to look at, and that's Venus is quincunx to Neptune. Quincunx is 150 degrees. It's also called inconjunct in astrology. And this is happening while Venus is in retrograde. Now, when Venus and Neptune get together in general, it governs beauty, the mystical, pleasure, and music. Love. Both planets are connected to love. Venus to intimacy and romance and love between humans, and Neptune is unconditional love, and we are all one, and the collective is together. So love takes on a new meaning, and while Venus is retrograde, we really do learn and look at what love means to us, and we turn our idealism into a sense of loving in a spiritual way. So we're searching for something that is beyond what we understand love to be. It is not able to be put into words. It's that exquisite. So this is a very important time, because you can see potential in a new way. You can see potential for friendship, for connection, for non-judgment, and not to look at what people identify with, but look at their hearts. It's also a good time to oversee your finances when Venus and Neptune come together. And this is a Venus retrograde. So you're reevaluating love and financial flow to begin with at this time. Now, of course, Aquarius, where this full moon takes place, is the sign of freedom. It's the sign of breakthroughs. It's the sign of discoveries and exploring uncharted territories, such as astrology and numerology, the divination arts that I feel literally are sister divination arts and should be looked at together as one. And if you're interested in knowing more about your Astro-Numerology chart, I do have a wonderful free webinar for you at starcodeclass.com. And what we do is we take your birthday and your birth certificate name, and we create your divine blueprint. And you will have the description of your destiny and life purpose number written in those codes, as well as looking at the degree numbers in your astrology birth chart. There is a free PDF that will help you, guide you through the free masterclass. It's really an amazing way to get to know your own soul code and understand others and be more non-judgmental and loving and caring towards others, because you understand them at soul level. So you can watch that free masterclass at starcodeclass.com. I will see you next week. Have a beautiful, beautiful week and wonderful Aquarius full moon. Lots of love.